All right. Welcome back to another episode of Panther Airsoft Folding Table Talk, guys. This is episode 61, and we're going to be talking about Airsoft Melee weapons. That's Airsoft Melee weapons, not real weapons, like real melee weapons, guys. Airsoft Melee weapons and tactics with our guest, Christian, aka Rainbow. How's it
Howdy,
going? How's it
hello.
going?
I'm good. How about yourself?
All right. Thank you for joining us. Your legendary status of using melee weapons at the field is quite astounding, actually. What is before we get started? What is your kill count at Panther?
My my kill count currently since April of 2018 is an astounding 344
Three hundred and
melee kills.
forty-four.
344 melee kills.
Now, just for stuff and giggles, is there a 420 celebration that you're gonna?
There will be. I just don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. Hopefully it's on the right day. I don't know. I'll try to plan it out accordingly and I'll let you know about it.
All right, perfect. As you know, this segment is all about melee. So let me just get this intro out of the way. So melee weapons, they're like the last line of defense for airsofters. Some people use it, some people don't. I mean, that's really up to them. A little bit of disclaimer before we get started, guys. COVID still exists. 6 foot distance still exists, guys. So let's just get that out of the way. So it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to do it, in COVID times,
Current
right?
times, yeah.
So just want to make that disclaimer because for people that are searching this, like later on, they're gonna be wondering, wow, you were doing this at COVID times? No, he's been doing melee like counters since what? Since 2018, right? So there you go.
2018, yeah.
So with Airsoft Melee, you're able to sneak up to a player, you can use a melee weapon, and you can silently take him out. I believe that is the rule in Panther, correct?
Correct.
All right, perfect. So in this segment, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of melee weapons and what types are allowed at Panther. Now, there is quite a few selections, so we'll talk about that a little bit, as well as the ruling behind it, because there are a few rules that are behind it.
Yes, I will lay them down.
Yes, Mac will lay it down for you. But other than that, let's get started here. Let's do our introduction with Rainbow here. So let's hear a little bit from Rainbow here. How did you start at Airsoft? Give us the beginner
The
story.
beginning, the beginning.
Yeah, go long here. We don't mind.
Go long. Okay.
Yeah.
Give us
Okay.
the rundown, man.
Well, one day just sitting around at home watching YouTube, and I came across an airsoft video by a very popular airsofter known as House Gamers.
Of course.
I started watching his videos, and then I realized that the field that he plays at is very close to where I live, 15 minutes. So I called up my buddy and said, "Hey, you want to go? You want to try airsofting with me for my birthday?" And he's like, "Heck yeah!" So we both went out, walked to Poco Military, bought our first airsoft guns, just a couple raiders, and we went airsofting. We went airsofting that weekend, and I didn't fall down the rabbit hole. I dove into that rabbit hole. I have so much money into this sport now, but it is the greatest. It is the greatest hobby I could have asked for. Just seeing people run around like that, having fun. Just the amount of fun people are having, the amount of social engagement that it has. It's a very addicting hobby.
And this buddy of yours, does he still play?
Unfortunately, no.
See,
Yeah.
it's like it's like almost every other airsofter story where you got invited because your buddy went in there, or
Yeah.
when your buddies went in and one of you don't play anymore. So
Yeah.
I wish it there's a fairy tale story where both of you still play it to this day, right? So
Oh, it would have been great, but I don't really care for him anymore. He's doing his own thing. I've made plenty more friends during this hobby.
lovely. Now, so let's talk about the topic at hand here: is melee weapons. When did you get started with that? Was it straight away, or was it something that you discovered later?
No. So I first started airsofting in 2018 at April. On my birthday is when I went. All I had was my rifle and 2 mags. That was it. I saw so just running around just playing the game, and I saw a very professional, you could say, looking person who had a knife on his chest. And I asked him the question, what is that for? And he pulled it out and he demonstrated it for me. He showed me how the system works with it. And I thought there's no way that's real. So the following weekend, I went out and bought my first $25 knife off Amazon. And it just started from there.
Now, what kind of knife are you using there when you first started then?
My first knife, it was just off Amazon. It was just a cold steel trainer knife, just a basic,
The
just a
dummy
basic
ones,
shape.
right? Yeah.
Yep, just a rubber knife, training knife. Yeah.
Yeah, just here it is actually. Yeah, just a normal training knife, just regular.
Do you know what model
Super
exactly
bendable.
it is, or is it just like a Kamar or?
I have no idea. This just says training knife, always wear eye protection, cold steel. That's
Okay.
all it says. I have
Hey,
absolutely
they
no
got it
clue.
right. Always wear eye
They
protection.
got it right.
Guys.
They got it right.
Number one rule.
That is rule
Yeah.
So you got it started. What got you hooked into the just the art form of melee weapons?
The reaction from players is what drives me. Just seeing and hearing the reactions, and plus walking out on the field after game's done, everybody's tired, they're taking off all their stuff, and then the stories. I shot that guy from 40 feet away. I shot that guy from 300 feet away. But you can always spot the one kid who is screaming to his friends, there's guys, guess what? I got knifed. And people are just laughing at him. He's having a great time. They're having a great time. And just the stories and the reactions of someone having a knife stabbed in their back, theoretically, is amazing.
I hope you're not like stabbing them.
No. But the way that they say it, it sounds like I'm doing that. But no.
So,
what are you doing?
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right.
He plays the psychological game.
Yeah, it's all psychological now.
So when you're out there at the field, are you just like you're just revered as like the guy who just goes out there with melee kills right away?
Yeah, I get judged on it fairly well, but like people always talk about me for some reason. I don't know why. And they're like, this guy only runs a knife. This guy only runs a knife. He doesn't carry a gun. I do. Don't use it very often. It's more fun to see, instead of shooting somebody from 40 feet away, it's more fun and addicting to see their whites in their eyes when you take them out. I know it sounds.
Wow. I knew it.
I'm not a psychopath. I swear. I'm a sociopath. I know what I'm doing.
At what, 300 something kills? I don't know, man. We're questioning now.
Don't worry about it.
So before we get like too deep into this, I want to just clarify some rules. We'll go to Mac to this because he's the one that can list down the rules like in his sleep.
Rule, man.
But
yeah.
Mac, can you go over like the ins and outs of the rules at Panther for melee weapons?
Right. So a lot of people ask a lot of the times what they can bring. And a lot of the times we end up saying no, because people try to bring a lot of extravagant things. Like, can I hit someone over the head with a bottle? No, you cannot. Absolutely not. But the approved melee weapons that you are allowed to carry are obviously any kind of training knife, a rubberized, even a foam knife, foam swords, sort of thing. I know Rainbow's got all sorts of assortments that he's probably going to show us. You can see some in the background. But that being said, right, so the rules, guys, with melee weapons, anytime it comes into play at Panther, okay, and a lot of the times, right, especially what Rainbow said, it's a behind sneak attack kind of thing. You're getting the drop on somebody. It's very hard to use that like confrontationally, like forward. I do not advise it. It usually will not work out for you. Right, but that being said, guys, there is absolutely no stabbing at all. Like, in no way, shape, or form are you allowed to have a stabbing motion at all. This is about people's safety. We are not here to stab imaginary.
So what is the approved motion?
So
then?
When you come up to somebody and you are either knife killed or the knifer, right, guys, make sure that you are coming up behind them. And COVID times depending and everything like that. I know, Rainbow, you went and got a long spear to avoid that. So wow. Okay. But guys, that being said, right, it is a tap. It's just a tap on the back, on the arm, on the shoulder. It is a light tap. Okay. And then you are allowed to tell them knife kill. You can whisper that if you'd like to remain silent. You can, like tap them again to make sure that they understand that this is not a friendly teammate tapping them on the back. Reiterate again, knife kill. If you are the one being knife killed, you do not say anything. You are not calling the hit or anything like that. You slowly put your hand up and you turn around and you walk away. You are absolutely not allowed to say one word after being knife killed. I know sometimes it's hard for people and they have emotions and everything like that and they get really angry. Avoid that. Don't do that. That's not the way it works, guys. Okay, knife kills are silent. That being said, most people don't even call their hits anyway, like being that they just put their hand up after getting shot and wonder why all of a sudden their entire left flank is gone. And then, so you're doing that to yourselves, guys. Okay, but again, with knives, anytime it's a silent kill, it is a silent kill. And that's the way it is at Panther, guys. Obviously, that being said, right now we are kind of going into like some rough COVID times again with like whatever thing. So try and maintain your social distancing. You don't have to be Rainbow, and you don't have to get 420 melee kills by the time he has his airsoft anniversary. You are allowed to use your airsoft gun. Okay, thank you.
Wow. All right.
Very, very well put.
Thank
Very
you for
well
clarifying the rules there. All right. Pack, did you have any questions about Rainbow's upbringing to airsoft?
Yeah, actually. Well, I guess my whole thing is that if you started by yourself, so you started with your friend. How long did you play with your friend before things sort of like fell out, and then you became, I guess, what we would call the solo player?
I ran with how long? Well, it has been. I've been playing since 2018, so it has been a while. Not as much as most, but if I remember correctly, I think I played with him maybe for about a year, maybe until he dropped out. But then that sure as heck didn't stop me. I found too many friends and way too many opportunities to engage myself socially to just keep going. So I kept going while he fell out. So, about a year and a half running with somebody. It only took me about 2 weeks to make more friends.
Okay, all right. So it definitely sounds like Panther has a very welcoming community.
Very. It is the most accepting environment ever.
And it also definitely sounds like a very common thing for a lot of us airsofters. Not quite. It doesn't seem like it's very few people having friends who continually play with them. It seems like a lot of solo players sort of convey together because
there is a lot. Yeah, I have noticed that a lot of people just coming by themselves, but then as soon as I ask them it's like, oh, you're here by yourself? Okay, come set up at my table. Come set up with us. We'll play with you today. And we've had people that have been coming weekly for years, just coming back because they made this group of friends, or to some extent another family, just to play with, have some fun.
It's good to hear. It's the same story throughout a lot of players upbringing as well. When they come to Panther, as the community is so wide open that so welcoming, that it's great to hear it from everybody else, like when they started. So yeah, this is awesome. All right, let's did you have anything else to ask there, Tack, or
regardless of what popular belief is of you, I know you dispelled it a little bit earlier about having your own airsoft guns and everyone believing that you only melee. What other airsoft guns do you own? Do you fall into the same trap as every other airsofter, where we end up having a collection of guns, or are you one of those who managed to stray away from that?
I have managed to stray away from having a collection. I have one airsoft gun from the main categories that we have here. So I do own an SSG 24 encased in a wood body. He's a fairly old rifle, so I bring him out every once in a while. I also have a G&G M4, fairly standard, just if you want to run my M4 days. And then what I've been seen with a lot, and I mean a lot, are my pistols. I own my pistol running.
The HPA pistol.
Tack used to run with me back in the day when he was more active with the playing. I had an MK23, the silent sniper. I had Glock 17. I have a Glock 18C. I have a high Kappa gold match, and I have 2 AAP 01s fully upgraded. All these pistols fully upgraded to the point that I can match any M4 that I came up against, which helped me, which helped me get these kills. If I can match you in firepower, and I have one more upper hand on you, that's yeah.
Now, do you? I guess this follow-up question to what Tack was asking. Now, do you prefer the pistols because you
Yes.
could hold a knife at the same time?
Yes, I prefer pistol running. It's a lot more engaging instead of you always have, even with the M4s, you have your shoulder lock. Yeah, you can switch hands or you can do all sorts of stuff, but both your hands are there. You're stuck. With my pistols, I can either run one-handed or I can have my two. It just feels a lot more video game-ish, you could say, where you're very
feeling it.
switchy.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're very fast moving.
I'm feeling Metal Gear Solid 3 vibes.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
CQC. Oh,
Yeah.
please don't be throwing people over.
yeah. But it's very engaging with pistol play. Plus, you're a lot
Awesome.
faster. Yeah, you're a lot faster, and you're a force to be reckoned with if you know how to operate correctly.
Oh, okay. So I guess we'll dive into this question then of what melee weapons do you have in your collection and what do they do and its purpose? Because I'm sure you have a lot of things. So you have some sort of categorization, or do you have some favorites?
Yes.
Or what? How would you go about with your collection here?
With my collection, what I mainly run for pure I can't remember the word for I honestly don't know. They are in categories. Some I have for just to be funny, just for the meme.
Just the memes, yeah.
Yeah. Some for speed, some for speed, some for concealment. Because there is times that people have gotten the drop on me, and they try to mercy me. Mercy at our field is contestable. You don't have to take it. So if someone says mercy, and I have a concealed knife, I can literally pull it out. I can engage them, and before they have a time to take a shot, they already have a knife to them.
Wait. So is it through the 6-foot rule of knife versus gun? Have you contested someone and then won?
I have contested many people in one because they are too slow, and
and they mercy you with their gun down. God, the amount of people that have done that to me, I'm like, what?
But the amount of people that have come around the corner and like, I knew you were there clearly, but they come around the corner and just say mercy. They know it's me. They know that I don't have a very powerful firearm on the end of me, and they come around the corner, mercy, and then just completely disregard me as a target. Well, first of all, no. I take out my knife or my spear or my sword or my axe and I poke them. Sure, they get a little mad, but then they're like, okay, yeah, you got me. I should have made sure that you were out. I just didn't see you as a threat. Well, that was your mistake, sir. That was very much your mistake.
So your tip to everybody is just shoot you.
Well, you have to offer it to me. What I'm saying is be quick. You got to be
or
quick.
Make
to
sure
catch a
you have the muzzle pointed. Gotcha.
Yeah. If I know that I'm dead, fine. But if you get the drop on me and you don't make sure, you're gonna have a bad time. I am gonna make you mad.
For our viewers out there, Rainbow plays the game. So
Yeah.
if you're one of the regulars out there, remember, play the game.
Yeah, play the game.
Don't get mad. Get mad at the game. Gotcha.
Yeah, get mad at the game. Not my fault. The rules made it
Well,
this way.
let's go back to your collection and categorization here. So you have your fast weapons. Do you have like distance weapons? I'm guessing with COVID you had to change up with the spear. I've seen that spear.
Yeah. So the spear that I have is about 5.5 feet long from tip to end. But with my arm, I'm 6 foot tall. Half my wingspan is 3 feet. So 3 feet plus another 5 is definitely more than the minimum 6 feet.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was a pretty fun time. But it's a little cumbersome just reaching out and poking someone, but it worked. It got me about 14 to 15 melee kills within that time.
That's still impressive, honestly.
Yeah. Having a giant stick with a rainbow flag on the end of it and then being able to kill someone. Oh my goodness.
Goodness me. What else do you have in your collection here? Let's keep going.
I have a handful of knives. I have a handful of axes. Yep, I have my favorite sword, my rainbow sword. Yeah, this is I believe, if I measured correctly, this is COVID safe as well. If I fully extend, I'm basically just into very weird weapons, very weird, like such as my butterfly swords, my fireman's axes, my knuckle duster knives, my swords, my spears, my axes, just any type of weird weapon I love, which is why Amazon makes it incredibly hard to find weapons because none of them are very cool looking. Yeah. I have to go to a cosplay store to find most of my weapons.
Oh, that's a good point. Cosplay. Now are they like Mac? Would they still be considered a good melee weapon that you could bring to the field, or is it?
Yeah, so as long as they're like made of foam or like,
Yep.
foam, rubber, some kind of a soft, some kind of soft plastic or something like that, not too rigid that it'll actually cause like
Yeah.
an injury or something. No edged weapons whatsoever.
Nope.
So it can't be, like no metal of any kind at all, at all, at all.
Mhm.
People have tried. You'd be surprised.
People have tried.
Surprised. I've had to kick people off. Rainbow runs a sword. Yeah, it's not a real sword.
No.
But yeah, so that right there, boy, is plastic,
there's-
rubber, or
There's
foam.
one more I want to clarify is what are the in the
Don't hate on
M4s?
my PUBG pen.
That PUBG pan counts.
It does. It does. I was gonna say,
Okay. So there are like knives that you could put as a like in the M4 knife lugs, the bayonet lugs. Are
Yeah, the
those allowed?
bayonet
knives.
charges allowed at Panther.
Gotcha.
Well, you're more than welcome to charge forward towards your enemy at the moment, but you are in no way, shape, or form allowed to have a stabbing motion with the rifle of your comrade.
Gotcha. So I just wanted to clarify that for people out there who are thinking of doing like a bonsai charge with like fixed
Again,
bayonets.
Don't do it. Don't do
There
it.
you go.
Confrontational
I was
weapon.
gonna say for all the CQB nerds out there who go into the rooms clearing, spearing the corners and stuff like that. Careful.
No, it doesn't work as well as you try or as well as you think. I have tried. It is almost impossible. Sure, you have a pistol. Sure, you have a BB gun at the end of it, but you want that knife kill on your gun. It's not happening. Trust me, it's not happening.
Okay. So in terms of different types of weapons and categories you have there for your weapons, are there any certain tactics for certain weapons that you use? Melee weapons, that is.
Well, the standard knife, fairly small, very concealable. You can stick on your shoulder, in your chest rig, on your hip is where I see a lot of people. So that doesn't really get in the way of your main motion. When you're running something a little more cumbersome, such as the sword that people will see that I have on my back in between my plate carrier, it makes it a little hard to crawl through places because it's basically just a giant barb sticking up that can catch everything. There's been multiple times that I have walked right into a tree branch, it catches it, and I fall back just because it literally just pulls me. It just clotheslines me. Many times it's happened. I shake it off and just keep going, but it's in the memory. It's traumatizing. You're running 20K an hour, and then you just get hooked.
Ouch.
And people are watching you, and now I'm embarrassed, and now I'm crying on the field. Yeah.
Okay. What about the spears? Is there any tactics that you use, or is it just like you just kind of get behind them and give them a tap?
The spear is a little harder to run because I have a lot of my melee weapons for identification marks. I have rainbow paracord on them, so it's basically just a giant beacon that flashing around in the field. So my spear, I kind of have to keep hidden. I have to put it behind my back. I have to run it behind me. That way people don't see it when I sneak up on people, or if I'm running full with it, don't hold it like you usually would, because you're going to catch yourself in between two trees, or you're going to run right into something and stab yourself. I learned that the first weekend that I did. I snapped the first shaft for the spear that I had.
Oh damn! Wow.
Yeah.
What company did that spear come from? Because
Cold Steel again.
Cold Steel. Okay. So everything Cold Steel is pretty good then.
Yeah, Cold Steel makes a lot of melee weapons. Yeah. You just order it off Amazon. It's just one piece.
I guess I want to go a little bit off topic, but is there any other companies out there that makes melee weapons for you, or is it just Cold Steel?
What I mainly use, just because it's so accessible, is Cold Steel. But there is many other companies. There's one on Instagram that I follow, TS Blades, I believe they're called. They have multiple axes, multiple knives and stuff. Yeah. Another one, I'm not entirely sure what another one would be. Yeah, basically just Cold Steel is what I use because it's so accessible, so easy, and they come in a bunch of cool shapes
Okay.
and cool designs and stuff.
Okay. All right. Any questions on weapons, guys, or melee weapons here? Because there's quite a lot that I could dive into here.
So for me, my question would be, what has been your favorite melee weapon to use based off of people's reactions?
Based off people's reactions,
Yeah, based
would
off
have
people's reactions, because I know that that's what you seek, right? So I know you're
yeah.
gonna have favorite weapons just based off of what you like running, but
My favorite reaction weapon was
yeah.
back in the day when I first started. I had 2 Deadpool katana swords.
Ooh.
Yeah, and when people see me that close to them, behind them, are like, you just get that look like, oh crack. I can't do anything. He's that close. And when you draw swords on them and they see the shine of the metallic plastic, oh, just the fear in some people's eyes is the greatest thing ever. It's like, oh, I'm about to die.
Oh man. Mac, anything from you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so my question here is, what's the hardest part about using melee in airsoft when it comes to airsoft taps or just basically anything when it comes? What's the hardest part for you?
For me, it's not actually about getting close to people. Sure, that is it's finding and also finding the right target. Because some professional players have learned you always have to watch your 6. You always have to be aware of your surroundings. So it's just finding the right targets. I know it's a little cheesy for me, but I tend to prey on new players because they don't look behind them. They think the footsteps behind him is their friend.
Everyone's their friend.
Yeah, everyone's their
Airsoft.
friend. There's no way an enemy's coming from my spawn. Well, there is, and he's coming in with a flash of color, and you're about to die. But other than that, I would say the cardio. My gosh, you may get tired of running an M60 all day, just chugging along. You're not getting very far, but you are wasting a lot of energy to do it. With my melees, when I do melee onlys, the amount of speed and distance I can cover within a short amount of time, it just takes the wind out of me. I have to go back and look for my lung that I dropped 500 meters away.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So
understand that.
Yeah,
I understand
just the
that.
pace that you have to keep, the amount of speed and the endurance that you need, and then just patience.
You're making Mac happy because what are you gonna
Yeah.
work on?
Just
Oh,
There you
work on my
go.
fitness. Yeah.
That's good then. All right, so let's dive into this then. This one's gonna be a good one because what is the mindset that you go through, like the tactics that you go through to either hunt someone down or take someone down? Like, let's say you got one dude out there that you really gotta get because he's like camping.
Oh,
What is that something that you look at, or what do you look for? Like you said, you're looking for newbies, but if you target someone that was camping and you really want to get them, what is the mindset you got to go to? What is the tactics that you got to go to? What is the movements that you got to go through?
see, the way that I play, I usually don't. I'm not much of a team player, but if it's required, I'll gladly run with you as your team. But if I'm trying to find a certain target, I will hire hitmen, you could say, to distract him.
Oh.
So it's like, hey, make some noise. I'm gonna sneak behind him, and I'm gonna meme on him. He's not gonna like it, but it's gonna be funny. Yeah. So I have had kill missions before. Like some of my friends have brought their little brother or their cousin. Like, hey, it's his birthday. You want to stab him today? It's like, oh heck yeah, I will. And that's when I draw the sword on him and see, you got this to look out for. And hunting a target, sometimes I'm not all that sneaky about it. I will literally yell out in the middle of the field, where are you? And if they're dumb enough to say right here, oh my gosh. Yeah, they'll say, I'm right here, come get me. And that's when I deploy the hitmen, go up that hill and find him. Keep him there don't kill him. He's mine. And it just goes from there. Usually I can get close enough without dying. And by the time I get to that person and put a knife to their shoulder, the reaction is
So
just
what is the process of you flanking someone? Are you just sneaking, crawling through are you going
speed.
to the speed?
Speed. Speed is my best friend. If I run a very minimalistic loadout, I have a chest plate, yes, I have a belt, and that's it. Sure, there's nothing on the chest plate or the belt, but that's besides the point. That's just to look cool. Yeah, it's just pure speed. Run at them, run behind, run straight, do kind of a diagonal. As long as they're distracted or there's enough bushes, you can outrun any BB. I don't care if you can you better be good at pre-firing to find me or to get me within my rush.
So some people set up ambushes, some people wait for enemies to come. You're the other way around. You're basically beating them to the punch.
Beat them to the punch.
By the time they're thinking, "Oh, you must be here," you're already miles ahead behind them.
Oh yeah. I'm already gone. There's no way of catching me unless you physically see me. It's already too late. I'm behind you. I'm gone with the wind. You can say, yeah. This choke point that you're trying to get to, sure, it may take you 30 seconds. Guess what? That 30 seconds, I'm already behind you.
Now, I've seen some videos of you just sneaking up on a group of people. Like, how do you get so far behind the enemy lines that you could take out 1, 2, 3? You know, how does one get like way behind enemy line? Like you're like not even breathing hard. I don't even see you like you're out there and then you're like 1, 2, 3. They're basically done.
Yeah. See,
is it just a confusion in the battle or?
There is a lot that is a lot of it. A lot of psychological things like, hey, they're flanking us over there. We should go that way. They're blah blah blah. They're mentally just jumbled. I'm literally sitting behind their spawn, just waiting for a nice group of people to touch the building, touch the barrel or whatever, and spawn. So as soon as they walk towards it, touch it, they all turn around, and then they start walking towards their objective. They don't see me, and it's like, I guess this is my time. So I draw my sword and I start walking up. And usually they're bounding to trees, so one there, one there, one there. They're usually about 10 feet apart, and at that point it's literally just shooting fish in a barrel. You walk up to one, melee kill. Walk up to another, melee kill. Because they're not allowed to say anything, no one knows that something's coming. No one knows the impending doom looming behind them in a bright flash of colors.
Yep.
And by the time I get to the front of the group where the lead guy is, you can always find the lead guy because he's calling out orders. He's in the action.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah. Just calling out everything. He tells his teammates to push up. There's no teammates to push up anymore because there is a blade to his shoulder saying melee kill. And he looks behind him and his whole team is standing there in a line with their hands up. And just like this,
okay, that's
I don't
it.
know
I'm
what
leaving.
happened there.
I'm leaving, Rainbow. Screw you.
So, tip for everybody: check your 6.
Well, that may not always do it because as soon as you do that, and I realize that you're looking behind you, guess what? I'm not coming from behind you anymore. I'm gonna be straight.
The last thing
straight
you
on.
want is to get attacked by the feet.
Yeah. Oh,
That's how Rainbow gets me all the time. Is I don't realize the next thing I know, I got tapping between my feet, and I'm like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?"
Yeah, that has happened before.
So not only are you fast, people can't see you, people can't catch you, but you're also sneaky because you are just like you could be up at the trees, you could be below the trees. What the heck?
Well, I can't be in the tree. There's no climbing, unfortunately. If that was a possibility, I would be way farther in my melee counter. I'd be in a tree just like a hawk.
The trees speak. The trees speak rainbow. Oh no.
just sitting there waiting. I'm just
so with that in mind, what is the most like kills you've gotten, like a kill streak? What is your kill streak without dying?
My greatest kill streak, my greatest melee kill streak is around, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was 2019 in the summertime, and we were playing on a mines game. It was Wolf Den and two-story cap or Plane Wing versus Capture the Mine. I found myself running behind them like I always do, and then slowly sneaking up to their spawn, like crawling up to the wing and just waiting for a good group of people. About 3 or 4 renters come up, they tap the wing and they go right back in. I stand up, I draw my knife that was on my shoulder at the time, and I start running at them. I get them all. 1, 2, 3. Melee kill, melee kill, melee kill. I turn around and say, you guys have been melee killed. Go back to spawn, and because I had to explain because they didn't know what happened. In that interval of me turning around and telling them, I turn back around and I see about 14 to about 20 other people sprawled out there. It's like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. So because they were all walking towards the mine. So my only natural thing is to run with my knife as low to the ground as possible. So I was literally just tapping their feet and like their ankles and their legs. And I literally ran past all of them as fast as I could and just got them all. And they're like, what the heck was that? I'm laying on the ground. Melee kill. And they're like, no way. Did he get you? Yeah, he got me. Yeah. And then they all go back to spawn. And I'm just sitting there dying because I just ran 500 feet, tapping people's feet all the way.
How many?
I believe, if I was counting correctly, about 22 people, all walking in one line, all together, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just.
What is that? An AC 130 for a kill streak?
I
I forgot.
I don't know.
I don't
It's
even
a
know anymore.
tactical nuke right there.
Not-
End the game. You guys let
end the
him.
game.
You guys just let him take out your entire wave.
Goodness me!
Oh, it was,
Wow.
30 seconds left and a big rush, and it all got canceled by a tiny piece of plastic.
So let me play a little bit of video here now. I want to go through a little bit of the dueling phase that you go through, but let me play a video
Yes.
here for folks that hold this
Which one is it going to be?
gonna be.
Is it the one in my rainbow gear?
See if I can pull this up. This one is just in the rainbow gear.
Okay, so yeah, that one, there is backstory to that. It was my birthday, and that's why I was wearing all that rainbow attire, because like, yeah, you got to be noticed. You got to be noticed on your birthday. And these kids, they've known me for a while. They know that I like dueling. They challenged me to a duel.
Okay.
So I drew a circle in the ground, and that's usually how I duel people now. Just draw a circle in the ground. If you leave that circle, you're out. Simple rules. So the way that my duels work is you take your weapons and you touch the knife tips, and we play to the airsoft hit rule. So any part of the body, anywhere.
Gotcha.
If you get touched, you're dead. You're done.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That is impressive because you like demolished those kids.
Yeah, they thought they thought they had me. No, they did not. No.
So so does like so this is outside of the game basically, outside of like a main game, but do you get challenges in the middle of a skirmish, like a regular game day? Like a regular game?
Yes. I have been challenged many times in the woods. Like people know I'm there. I know that they're there, and we just talk. It's like, hey, I challenge you to a duel. You have a knife? And like, yeah, heck yeah, I do. So we both get up, hands in the air. We tell our teammates, don't shoot. I'm gonna duel this guy. And we walk towards each other. And we're like, we shake hands, and we pull out our knives, touch tips, and that's when the duel begins. First one to a hit, and then it's a fun aspect to add. It's like just the last honorable stand that you can do.
Yeah.
When you know that you're screwed and you know you're not getting out of it alive, you can stand up. I challenge you to a duel, and 9 times out of 10, someone accepts it. The 1 time out of 10, they Indiana Jones you. You draw your sword, you do your fancy thing, and this dude takes out his Glock and boom. It's like, really?
Who left this guy alive?
Yeah, who left this guy alive?
So if you are sneaking up on someone and you do see a melee weapon, do you like yell out and be like, "Hey, want a duel?" Or do you just go at it?
Oh, I in the heat of the moment, I take them. They're dead. They're done. They mean nothing.
They mean nothing to me.
I know it sounds bad, but my main focus is to get as many kills as fast as I can.
Gotcha.
So if I'm behind you and I killed you, guess what? Your 4 teammates in front of you are about to die.
Okay. Any questions on his tactics, guys? Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, Rainbow. So me having been killed by you, On
Number
numerous occasions.
321.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's more too, but whatever. Earlier ones. But okay, though yeah, that one's still soft and it hurts, okay? He literally described how he killed me, guys. So that's why I was like literally just making faces. So I'm like, who is this guy? What is he doing? He's like, is he looking at me? Get out of here. Who you think you're better than me? But my question for him is basically, like, how do you stay so quiet? Because I know sometimes you are in like a really big rush mode. And then also there are times where you're really, really sneaky, right? And a lot of the times I know a lot of players get the misconception that you need to be sneaky all the time, or it's like,
Yeah.
So how do you kind of assess and pick and choose like what's your moments to kind of like go at it, or to just kind of maybe wait patiently and such? Because I feel like that
Yeah.
has a lot to do with it as well. So yeah,
A lot of
take it away.
people think that they have to be sneaky to do what I do, but that is not the case. I've seen many people just run for it full force, yelling and screaming, and they somehow get it. It's pretty impressive. But you don't have to be invisible to your enemy. You just have to be invisible to their senses. Okay? So I know this sounds a little odd, but as humans, we have sight, we have hearing, we have touch, taste, and smell. You sure as heck ain't gonna smell me in the woods, and you better not be tasting me. And then by the time it comes to touching, you're already dead. So all you have to do is be invisible to the sight and invisible to the hearing. So with the hearing aspect, we're in the woods. There's a lot of crunchy bits. You just have to walk carefully, you could say. Yeah, just not step on any of the crunchy leaves. Don't step on the sticks. Listen to the wind. Listen to the water. Any noise that's happening, like if you have the guy with the big GBB just making a lot of noise, walk while he's shooting. His shots are going to conceal your steps. Or the big gust of wind or the big rainfall that's happening, use that to your advantage. You will be so much more sneakier because no one knows what noise is coming from where. I've used bird calls to walk around. Just the birds getting mad at people, the birds just getting mad at themselves, just caw, 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 and you're just walking around. No one's listening to you. No one's listening to the duck that's having a freak out in the river over there. Just use your environment and just use anything that makes noise. If you make a crunch noise, hold still like a deer. There's a reason deer do that. It's like, just hold still. Don't move. You won't be seen. No one.
I can imagine you just walking like sneak, 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 and
on
you're like,
tiptoes. Do you see me? No. Okay, we're good. Just keep going. Just follow.
A follow-up question to that is: do you use like camel patterns, or do you use like face paints or anything, or do you just go out there? I know you have a standard colorization of being the rainbow outfit. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you do any concealment, or do you just go with whatever?
When I first started playing, I had just the standard multicam pants and the multicam jacket. And then when I got a little more advanced into the sport, I switched to the standard CAD patterns, like the digitals, the green digitals. That seemed to work just fine. But then I realized camo doesn't exactly matter at that point. Because I came airsofting one day on my birthday again, and I wore my rainbows and a little party hat. Even on Christmas, I wore a full Santa suit, bright red, bright white. I still got tons and tons of kills that day. I noticed that people aren't exactly looking for, they're not exactly attentive to
those small details.
Yeah, very small details. So you have all these people wearing super camouflage stuff. Yes, it works when you're holding still. Airsoft as a game with an objective, you're moving around a lot. So having that fancy multicam or CAD pad or MARPAT, blah blah blah, it's not going to help you when you're moving. Simple as that. And that's why I choose to opt for the bright colors, because first I want more attention. The more attention I get, I don't know if there's a word for that. I forgot the word again. Yeah, but I just like the attention that I get. The more colors I have on me, the more I'm gonna get shot at.
You're doing the peacock tactic then.
Yeah, it's the peacock tactic. Yeah. Like you see a bright flash of colors, it's like shoot it. and by that time already gone. It's like, oh, crack.
But you
Where'd
use
it
Okay,
go?
well-
Oh God, where did Rainbow
Yeah.
go?
It's like, where'd he go? Look for the colors. Look for the colors. Yeah, but he's somewhere here. Just look for the color, guys.
Reminds
And-
me
but-
of when they had that segment at Family Guy. They're looking for army guys. You guys are stupid.
you guys are stupid. They're gonna be
They're
looking
looking
for
army guys.
with the clown suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel
Goodness.
like when I run my Santa outfit. Come Christmas time, you'll see it. Or Halloween time, I'll get super colorful for that. But yeah, all in all, camo. You don't have to worry about camo, especially if you're starting out. Just go in your civvy clothes. You'll do absolutely phenomenal in those.
Tack, do you have any questions about his like melee tactics? Tack? I guess he's not here.
Oh, he might
Did
have
this
left.
man fall asleep?
Okay. Well, basically, so when you're choosing your kind of plan of attack, Rainbow, like I know you've been a Panther regular for a long time and everything like that, but do you choose more of a streamline kind of like I'm faster than you, so I can get here and get there before you can even realize, or do you go for the more slow and kind of methodical? Like, what do you prefer one, or is it kind of just depending on the game mode, depending on the situation?
Because I've been going to Panther for a while now, I've come to know a lot of the players.
Yep.
Meaning that I know how the enemy team is going to play.
So you know how to react to their play. Okay.
I know how to react. I know what they're going to do. I have a rough idea on where they're going to go. I have a rough idea on how they're going to do it. So if I notice that there's a bunch of older people on the other team that clearly cannot match my speed and agility, I'm going full speed.
Mhm.
If I know for a fact that there's someone faster or someone that knows how I play, then I might play it a little slower and try to hide. If I can ambush them, then that'll be fine. But if I can beat 9 times out of 10, I'm all about speed. If I can get somewhere before you can, done.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I've
yeah,
definitely tried to
yeah.
play that game, and it's not. It's not. a
Yeah,
fun
speed is my best friend. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have me running as fast as I can. I warn people at the beginning of the games, hey, don't stand in front of me. I'm gonna run you over. And just like, okay, everybody move. You're gonna go. Rainbow's going for it. Rainbow's going for it. And I would say about 75% of the time, I get there. I can get to the spot that I said I was going to get to, and be as effective as I can, and try to help out my team. But then again, if I get to an objective fast enough and I realize, hey, these guys are nowhere close, I might just go farther, just to muck them up a little more.
Okay. So we asked our viewers here to submit some questions. So I got Venus here. He's asking, what is the hardest part about Melee, and what recommendations do you have for not getting shot?
For not getting shot,
Yeah.
be very decisive. So sure, you may have a guy coming from that way, you have a guy coming from that way. You don't want to back up, but that's probably your only option. Tell your friend to, hey, cover me. I need to get out of here. Scream at the top of your lungs. It's a game. You're not gonna get hurt. Getting shot doesn't hurt that badly. So as long as you think very game-ish, if you think like this is a game, this isn't real, you can have a lot more fun and be very quick thinking. It's like, okay, I can do this. Like I've played Ring Around the Rosie with someone many times around a building. It's like, you know what? We're gonna keep going. I'm just gonna run off that way. And lo and behold, I do, and he's still searching for me to surround the building. It's like, okay, that was a good decision. I'm not getting shot. Bang! That's when I either shoot him or stab him. Yeah, just very, very decisive. Be decisive and be decisive and quick thinking is my advice to not get shot. Because if you know you can get somewhere safe, do it.
So do you have some sort of map preference in terms of categories? Like, are you into more of the long skirmish games, long range with a lot of shrubs, or are you into the CQB city area? Like, what is your most preferred? And actually, you could discuss both. Like, what are the tactics between both? Let's go with that.
In CQB's fields, such as the city field at Panther, I'm usually running my pistol at that point, but there's always a melee weapon on me. 9 times out of 10, there's always a weapon on me, whether it be my sword, my axe, or my knives. If I'm going CQB, and I usually play the long game in CQB, I wait till everybody kind of fizzles out and gets a little more spread out. And by that point, if there's one guy shooting all our teammates and I see his gun, or I see or hear where he's coming from, I tell my buddy who's with me, hey, shoot that building. Make sure he doesn't move. And sure, he just lays on it, just 1, 2, 3, and just bang, 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 bang. He's not moving anymore. He's not coming out of that corner. I run after him. I run at that building, draw my sword, and hopefully when I come around that corner, I can hit him. Yeah. With long range games, that's where my speed comes into play. If I can get farther and faster than you, then I can obviously get behind you a lot easier, because the larger the game field is, the more spread out, the more thin that their sight line is. There's a very, very good chance no one's going to see me half a kilometer down the road sneaking along. Yeah. just tiptoeing.
Just tiptoeing.
I
You
did
always
that
just
one
have to
time.
keep your eye out on the horizon because you're all like, he's out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he's out there, and as soon as you see that flash of color past that road, it's like, oh, okay, he's there. They keep a mental note, but by the time that note registers, I'm about 200 meters behind him at that point. I don't care. I will run even if I'm seen. If I'm getting shot at through the bushes, if you can run fast enough, no BB's hitting you.
Now, I have a question for you. Have you played night games before?
I have not.
You know, you're probably going to be more effective at night when, like the sight is basically down to 0, right? And you're only working at one thing, which is your hearing senses. You know how freaky that would be when Rainbow has the speed? Just the sound of him going from bush to bush.
Yeah.
Right? I would love to see it at night games, dude. Like
you hear the crunch of a stick. A lot of psychological thinking comes into when I play. Like if I need it's like the old, or is it Skyrim I'm thinking of, or whatever game that you can throw a rock and distract the guards.
Yep.
It's like, what's that over there? And that's what I do. I will literally throw a rock into the bush just to get your attention off me. And in that split second interval of, hey, like I've done that before. I've been hiding, and my teammates, not to their knowledge, are walking up, and the enemies are walking up, and they engage each other. In that split second of them shooting back at each other, like, oh my God, there's another team there. I've already made my move. I use other people. I use the environment. I use everything just to try to get my kills.
Okay.
I don't really. There has been a point where I have sacrificed a few of my friends to get my kills. Like, hey, go down that hill. I need a distraction. Why?
I need a distraction. Yeah. Go into this building. Yeah, he'll think there's only one of us. Yeah.
Yeah. When lo and behold, there's a whole squad looking for me. But yeah.
So I know there's a few airsoft games that don't allow melee weapons. That's kind of unfortunate. But like, do you think that having melee weapons in airsoft is considered airsoft, or is it something else at that point? Is it just like sort of like not LARPing, but like I don't even know, like sparring?
What we're doing is LARPing, if you think about it. Live action role playing. We're all pretending to be little army guys.
Yeah, that's
they carry
true.
knives with them, don't they? Yes, they do. So anything that makes it more, to some people, realistic is fair game to me. Like if you hit me with a grenade launcher at that close, fair game. Not my fault. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have gotten that close. But yeah, and anything that replicates what we're trying to reenact, good for me. Good with me.
Yeah.
So
knives. Disclaimer right there. Rainbow has been to a milsim.
Yes, I have.
Tell us the story.
I went.
Yeah.
I went to Crossfire. Was it the 2018?
2019, yeah.
Yeah, 2019's Crossfire.
Yeah.
I went to that. I did bring my knife with me. The problem is Panther is, what is it, a 52-acre field?
Yep.
54, yep.
Yeah. 54, blah, blah, blah. But there's fairly large fields with barriers such as a river and a barbed wire fence. The problem with Crossfire, how many acres was that?
495.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, there's no way I'm finding anybody doing what I'm doing. Sure, the trails are marked from cows and stuff, like walking them, but I am not finding anybody going the long way. There is no way in heck I am running that far to get maybe a kill, maybe an opportunity. If anything, I would have found their enemy base before the game even started.
Which did happen.
We did find it, but yeah.
You're more of recon at that point than if you're just
recon at that point. Yeah, okay. That's why I was excited for this one until it got canceled. Like, put me on the recon team. I will run out there with a pistol, a knife, and a pencil, and a piece of paper. I will mark out this whole 400 acres in a day. Just watch me.
Yeah, we don't know where the enemy is, but we sent Rainbow out there to scout out. Oh, he's already here. Yeah, we know where he is
Yeah.
now. We
Yeah,
know
He's
where
been
it is
gone.
now.
He's been gone for 4 hours, but he has a whole sketch pad of the whole map, guys. We're good.
Goodness me. So okay, so you have been to a milsim then.
Yeah.
Like certain milsims do not allow melee weapons. How do you feel about that? Because like
I'm a little against it. You should allow it. If we use it in our skirmish games or our dropping games, and you're trying to be as realistic as possible, the actual armed forces carry blades with them. Sure, it may be used as a tool or maybe used as a weapon, but it's there. So I am 100% against some milsims not having melee weapons. Sure, I get it. You don't want to have someone running around with a sword like Mad Jack did. But just a simple bayonet knife or a K-bar, heck yeah, the armed forces would be carrying that with them, and they'd be using them.
so you're talking about Mad Jack. Now, you know if there is a bow and like a
There
bow and
is
BB, like are you
uh,
trying to get that, emulate that?
for about 3 years, I've been trying to track down the airsoft bow. There is one that exists. It is made by Aerogun, but is originally made for paintball. But you can order from them. They haven't released it after 7 years, so I don't think it's happening. But you can order the hop-up unit and barrel compatibility. So it just switches out the barrel and switches out the hop or the chamber. It's a gravity-fed hopper, and it attaches to a compound bow. That is my dream airsoft loadout, to have my sword and a bow in battle.
Now Mac is shaking his head. What's going on here? Is this a rule sort of
He
thing?
just
Or
told me it's a composite bow. We are not. That is a heavy duty bow. Okay, you are not shooting bucks here. Okay?
We're not
shooting children.
Yeah, we're not shooting actual bolts at people. It is shooting BBs. Yes, it
I
shoots
just
BBs.
imagined an arrow flying through the air with like a BB attached to the tip, and it's like, hey,
No,
it's an
no, 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 no,
airsoft bow.
no.
So
whoa,
okay,
whoa,
I'm glad you have clarified
Yeah,
that there is still some sort of airsoft action going on here.
yeah, there
What
is
is
an
the
airsoft
FPS?
action.
We're chronoing you.
I would have no clue because I do not have a unit. There's one unit in Canada. Unfortunately, he is a paintballer.
Is it? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
can't you like with the days of DIY? Can't you just DIY something or?
I have been experimenting because I do have 2 bows myself, and I've been trying with like PVC pipe and inner barrels of AAGs that I've owned.
Yeah.
The only problem I'm having is the loading mechanism, because when you draw back your bow, you want one BB to fall into that into that chamber. Problem is, once it falls, how do you keep it in place, and how does it not fall out the barrel? Sure, you have your hop-up bucking, but that's a whole different issue. I don't own a 3D printer. I am not a graphic designer. I don't know how to make any of this stuff. I'm kind of just MacGyvering things together. I've had one successful prototype that I've made. It's a plunger system. So I literally drew back the bow and let go, and it shot air out of a tiny little art barrel that I had, and a BB. I put a BB in it, and it shot it. Not very far, but that's not the point.
So what you're
It
saying
worked.
is you need to collaborate with a tech or a guy that can DIY, and you will like test it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've looked on 3D printing like Thingiverse and YouTube. There's a few people on YouTube that have tried to make it, but they don't exactly look like they worked very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean I guess that really falls into your melee style, like tactics and gameplay. So we'll allow this because it's interesting because you're talking about Mad Jack. I guess that's
Mad Jack, the man with the bow and the
something
sword.
you want to emulate. I don't know if people are aware of his history, but he was the guy that rushed into Normandy and D-Day with just what is it, like a long sword and
a longbow and a sword. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
like
what a man.
Any
what
officer without a sword is underdressed.
there you go.
Underdressed.
That is a quote by him too.
That is impressive then.
Oh.
Okay. I wish Tech was here. He could talk more about tech stuff about like the bow and arrows.
I'd love to pick his brain about it.
There is a system in place for it. It's just I've only seen it once, and like that was years ago. I don't know what happened now.
Yeah.
Looks like BCAMF has is showing off us. He has a project in progress here, so you might want to talk to him. Michael.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, go talk to Michael. Yeah. All right. Well. Okay. Do you have any other questions there, Tak, about like the insane sort of Mad Jack
My,
sort of?
I don't want to inspire anymore.
why not? Inspiration is always
Okay.
good.
Since we're
I'm
talking.
so scared of what's gonna come now
I'm-
in this like
I'm
future.
okay.
I'm like,
Since we're talking about inspiration here, so what do you tell people that want to get into what you do? Because it is not easy. It is
Yeah.
physically
No.
demanding. It is a different mindset than just airsoft itself. I mean,
Yeah.
you are sort of psyching out people in what you do. So
Mhm.
what is your advice for people who actually want to do this?
I've had hundreds of people asking, how do you do this? I want to do this. Can I do this? It's like, it's all you, man. All you need is a knife and the pure will to run without a gun. If you can get past the fear factor of not being able to shoot back at your enemy, invincible. You'll be invincible. I've had multiple kids run out with me. I've given them knives. I've given them swords. I've given them my axe. I've given them everything, every tool that they can possibly need, except their fear factory kicks in, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I'm scared. I'm going back for my gun, and they do. Yeah, it's basically just fear. A lot of people are scared to do what I do because they don't want to get caught in that situation. Like, I have a lot of patience too. There's a lot of time I'm just sitting there waiting. These kids aren't here for patience. They're here to shoot their friends in the back. Simple as that.
Okay, so in terms of mindset, what is the mindset that you look for when it comes to like someone that you know is gonna excel at melee?
If I'm looking, that's a very good question. I don't want to say psychopath.
Here we go again.
But there is a special mindset for people who only want to stab someone.
Oh man. All right. Well, hopefully that's hard to find.
It's fine. But yeah, everybody wants to do it. It's just a matter of fact of finding pure will and getting over your fear. Because no one wants to go into a gunfight with a knife. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. You're gonna lose. I have 344 people say otherwise.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh man. So melee, is it airsoft? You're gonna go with yes.
Oh yeah.
And for other people, do they just like they're not gonna draw their knife right away? They're just gonna shoot you right away.
Yeah, I've had a few dishonorable people do that to me. One of them being a good friend of mine on our team, Trainwreck Airsoft. He knew it was me. I knew it was him. I was hiding in the long grass, and I said, I challenge you to a duel. He's like, okay. I didn't know that there was about 14 other people with their guns drawn on me. I didn't care. I stood up for my duel. This dude, boom, shoots me. Problem is, his hop up took it right into my face, right into my mouth. Yeah, right into my mouth. It hit me off the lip. The problem is, when I'm about to duel someone, I know it sounds psychotic. I smile. My mouth is open, like ha ha ha. And he shot me, and it flew right into it hit my lip, and it hit the top of my mouth. And then I'm in shock. I drop to the ground, and the first thing I do is run my tongue around my mouth to make sure that all my teeth are there.
Yeah.
And I feel something loose. Oh no! And I spit it out. My hand is blood red now, and little tiny BB just sitting there is like, ha! So I pick it up and I throw it at him. Yeah, I have a few people who have Indiana Jones me. That's just the term I use. They indie me. I try to be fancy and cool, and they just shoot me. Those people, their time is coming. Their time with a blade to their throat is coming.
Oh, so you mark them. You mark them for death.
Oh
man.
yeah, a few of my weapons have initials on them on who they were. Except Mac, I didn't actually get him. I need to have him put an M on my axe.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that was.
I can do that. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Wow.
That was fair
I don't
play.
want to sign it.
Oh, wait, the guy comes up. I'm trying to like rally the team, okay? For people that are wondering, I was trying to rally my team, okay? And the same thing. All of a sudden, I'm like, look around. I'm like, boys, where are the boys? And then I'm like fighting And then all of a sudden, Rainbow's right beside me. He goes, "Hey, man." And I'm like, "Oh, no!" Like,
Oh no! And then I'm laughing too hard to stay silent anymore, and then I kill his teammates in front of him.
Nice.
Oh, it was so
Just
bad.
right there. The refs in the tower watched me for a good 5 minutes, watching me like prairie dog off, see who it is, and then they see my smile, just climb up the hill, draw my sword, and run at him.
So, in terms of rules, is there any rules at Panther you want to clarify or like solidify or anything like that, or challenge in terms of melee?
Solidify, yes. Dead man don't talk.
Okay.
I've had countless people. So dead man don't talk means once you're dead, don't talk until you spawn. Sure, you can say, I'm dead, hit player, dead. Don't say anything more. I don't care if it's on a radio. I don't care if it's to your friend who is still alive. Don't talk. I've had many occasions where I've hit someone and they're like, oh man, you melee killed me. And it's like, really? Well, that just ruins, it ruins my, my sneakiness, you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, the build up that I've had, I'm gonna get you, but I also want to get those 6 people up there. I can't get those 6 people up there now because they all turned around to see what the heck this guy is yelling at.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, no.
So that's
But
common, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's fairly common, but fair enough. If you're alive and you see me, go ahead. Just call me out. I've had people yell across the field, behind you. And it's like, oh no, I'm screwed. I'm done. And then that's when I hit a U-turn and go hide somewhere else and just wait. That's where the quick decisions coming in. That's decisive. It's like, well, I'm known. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Any other rules that you think should be implemented, modified, or just challenged?
Nah, I think they're pretty good.
I want to clarify: throwing a knife is not allowed. Correct, Matt?
No throwing items. No.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
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 The only thing that should be flying through the air are BBs.
There you go.
And maybe a grenade, but don't fastball a kid through the window, please.
Yeah.
I've seen some pretty hefty throws.
Oh yeah, especially those like gas grenades, like the ones that look like a baseball.
The impact
There's some
grenades,
there's some heft behind them. If you get a good running start, you can throw that thing pretty hard. You can crack someone's fast.
Do you have that in your arsenal, just like a standard BB grenade or shower grenade that you throw into like a building or something, or in close?
I did. The problem is it made too much noise. It's a tactical maraca at that point.
So you've basically gone out there, R&D'd what's on you, and basically like don't need this. It's making too much noise.
Exactly.
Like, you're just pure speed and silence at that point.
Yeah. That's the thing with a lot of players. They want to find their play style. They're selling this, they're buying that. I want to run this, I want to run that. I've been through many different things. I've gone from my M4s, I've gone through the SMGs, I've done shotguns. Haven't done LMG because I'm built like drywall. I can't lift that much.
Hey, Bo, come on, you're
Oh no! Oh no! It's Kyle. He's gonna punch the drywall.
You're stronger than drywall. You're like 3/4 inch plywood. Come on.
Oh gee, thanks. Yeah, but I've run through all of the types of gameplays that I've tried, or game styles that I've tried. The snipers, the pistols, M4s, SMGs. My favorite is the pistols. Super close quarters, super fast, super engaging. Like you see all these kids wandering around. I want to get a sniper as my first airsoft gun. Don't do that, please don't. They watch all these videos of these famous YouTubers playing with their sniper. And I want to do that. Trust me, you're not gonna enjoy it as much as they do. My advice: start with the short stuff first. Get close. Try the CQB first.
So speaking of like inspirational folks, and as well as like watching films and YouTube, do you film any of your actions? Because it would be interesting to get a perspective from your side, just melee, because that's something that you don't see in YouTube often.
No, I have searched on YouTube for melee people, and there's only been a few. Like maybe they get 5 or 6 within that 15-minute video, but it's nothing compared to the 10 or 12 I can get within 30 seconds.
That's impressive. So have you gone out and actually built up like a channel or a film or anything?
Unfortunately, I do not have a channel. Unfortunately, I do not have cameras.
Oh.
So That's the only thing I miss. I have a computer. Yes, I
We'll
have a
get that
PC.
fixed. You know, mine aren't doing anything, Rainbow. You go ahead, run around as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've got so
Nice.
much camera equipment that I don't have I just don't play anymore. So you go right
Heck
ahead.
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
I remember back in the
love that.
days when I was trying to capture you, trying to get melee kills when I was doing live streams in the field. It's just so difficult to find you. And as well as
dude,
like by the time you're already out, you've already killed them. So
yeah. If you ever search for me when you're doing a live stream, don't search for me. I'll find you. Trust me.
yeah, that's true.
I aim for the camera people. If I see a cameraman, I'll strategically put myself in a position where I'm gonna get this on camera, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, because that's where I see most of your like outrageous kills from other people's channels or other people's videos.
Yeah,
And it's hilarious, but you just come up with baby, hey, you're dead, and then he's like, oh, and then he kind of just like keeps filming, and then you just sneak on the next one, and then
Yeah.
the next one.
and then as soon as I notice that they have a camera, my heart beats even faster. Like, oh, this is on camera. Oh no! And then that's when
We need to strap a camera on you so that we could get your perspective on things, because I want to see what your mindset is or what your maneuvers are to get from one location to another to get right behind it, because that is the mystery to us, is like how do you teleport right behind someone? You just literally Omaewa Shindaru someone and be like,
yeah. A lot of the
Nani?
people you may be playing at this field for years, hence why there's so many very distinguished trails and tracks
Yeah.
and places that you can follow. The dirt is nice and compact. There's no bushes in the way. Sure, there's some routes through the bushes that you can see people have walked through. Problem is, I'm not following those. I'm either A, making my own. I don't care if I get stuck by a thorn or a stinging nettle or anything. Or what I'm usually doing is following the animal trails. I have found so many coyote tracks and so many deer trails. I follow those. No one knows where those are because first, I'm 6 foot. I have to follow where a 3 foot coyote is. I'm gonna crawl through it. I have to, and that's where my sword gets stuck and I get stuck. But that's a different time. But just
so you're
find.
down there getting dirty then.
Yeah, that's yeah. Then wearing my camo or wearing if I was to wear my camo, then I wouldn't care about getting dirty. If you saw me in full city clothes after a good game, I am dirty. I have been crawling through everything. It's in my nose. It's in my ears somehow.
Ooh.
It's just gross.
We have another question here. I guess this is directed to Mac because it's the frying pan question. But so a frying pan, can it be used to swat BBs away and stay in the fight?
You know what? I'm gonna PUBG rule it here, and if I see it clip to your back, I'm gonna say +1 to life
Defense,
there. So,
yeah.
you know, guys, it will.
See,
I need a deflection. I need a deflection sound.
Plus one to deflect.
So
Yeah.
if
Okay,
you have the
that's-
PUBG pan on your back and you get shot and you go, dang, I'll be all like, yeah, okay, all right, yeah,
Alright,
he's still
alright.
in the game, guys. Yeah.
you have to act it out though. But see,
Yeah.
that's another rule that needs to be added. I've been hit on my sword many times, and I hear it. I call myself out because I think that as a gun hit.
Wouldn't that be considered gun
Yeah.
hit? Yeah.
Only if you're wielding it.
Oh, is that the rule?
I will say if you're like holding it, like if it's sheathed on you and you get shot on your sword, then yeah, I guess you can count it as your body. But
Okay.
if you're running with it in your hand and you somehow Deadpool cut through
Yeah,
the
that's what I've
BBs,
been trying to do. Try to
Yeah.
Deadpool my BBs away.
yeah, and if you're honest with yourself and you don't feel any BBs touch you, I will.
Oh no, it doesn't work.
I will not. No, okay.
It does. I've tried. It doesn't work. But
Like
you
Metal
know,
Gear
that's
Solid
good to know.
Ninja, like blocking the
Yeah,
BBs.
just-
Yeah.
I've tried to master the spinning. It's insanely hard to block a BB when they're flying at 400 FPS. So.
Okay. All right. So I guess this reaches my end of my questions here because I don't really have a lot. It's really down to it. Your speed, your willingness, and as well as your no fear of like getting shot is basically what attributes to your kill counts and
Yeah.
your skill at melee attacks and melee. Like
I was
your
about to say
stealth.
you're wrong with the skill. I am not a good player in any means. Sure,
Yeah,
I'm experienced.
You are. You're really good at taking someone down with a knife. I mean,
Oh,
with
well,
a
that,
melee
yeah.
weapon. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that attributes to your kill count. I mean,
yeah.
Who else at the field has a higher, like at the 100 kill count? Because I haven't heard
As
anybody else.
far as I'm aware, the only other person that melee count that has come close to me, I think, is at 23.
23.
Yeah, him and I actually have a bet going. If he can catch me in 2 years, it's $100. If he can't, I get $100. I can tell you
That's a
right
good
now,
bet.
he
That's a
sure
good
as
bet.
heck ain't catching me.
Damn,
I
dude.
yeah. I also I do have a vendetta that I have to settle because what so this initially sparked it. Like, sure, I saw that professional guy with a knife, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to try it. But what really started me is I got invited to the team after this, so it was a great way of putting me in. But we were playing a city game, and when Grandma's house was still there, it was surrounded by that lattice fence with a couple breaks in there so you can walk through. City game start, I lay down because I'm new, I don't know, I'm scared, and I'm just aiming my gun. I can't see anything except what's in front of me. The ref calls about 30 seconds left, and then all of a sudden I feel a tapping on my shoulder blade, on my left shoulder blade, because I'm like this, and I tap, 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 and I look up, and there's this man standing there. And the words that he said to me, "You're my first melee kill." That man is known at the field, John or Tomahawk. I am his first melee kill. I have made it a mission of mine to make him my 500th melee kill. I'm
God.
catching up. I am catching up to that number. So I am going for him. He will die to one of my blades as my 500th kill. I don't care if it takes 10 years. It's happening.
I don't
And
care
the
if it
day
takes
See, this is the type of
the
determination you need.
determination in that
And the
statement right there.
sheer will. I will take him down. He
That was so
will
good.
die to my blade.
That's pretty good. So as far as future is concerned, so you're still trying to rack up those
Yeah.
those numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
the numbers are already good at that rate. It's insane. But as far as like the future of airsoft goes, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts on like melee as a whole, airsoft as a whole, or just in general like Panther?
Well, as long as airsoft is around, melee, I believe melee will always be a part of it. There's always going to be that one guy, even if it does have to be me, to say that melee kills. I see it as a staple of it. Sure, everyone has a gun. Not everyone has a knife. It's just a fun element that you can add to this that just makes it that much more realistic, you could say.
Okay. So you're the predator out there in the field, and you're just stalking and hunting all the players down.
Yeah, that's another. It's very addicting hunting your friends with a spear in your hand. I know that sounds psychotic, but oh my god, the rush you get from it.
Okay, so I think that's it for me. Tack, are you here? Do you have anything to add or ask?
I think he died.
I think he died. Sorry, he's tired today. He wasn't feeling good today. But Mac, do you have anything else to add to this?
Not much other than just look out for Rainbow in the field, guys. He's sneakier than he looks.
You see a flash of color, it's already too late.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that
I
right
I
now.
don't even want to play anymore.
I'll make someone quit.
Oh my gosh. And socials, how can people reach you?
You can find me on, well, if you're in the Discord chat for the Panther Airsoft community, I did recently just join, so you can message me through there, or you can find me on my Instagram, TW_33_rainbow. That's my team's, or my team Instagram. And that's basically the best way to contact me. If you have any questions or any cool clips that you have of me, please send them to me. And just right there, I got an Instagram from somebody. Instagram message.
Nice.
Someone, they're in my DMs already, boys.
Yeah, here we go.
Boy,
Here we
they're
go.
sliding in now with
They're sliding in now.
All right. Well, that concludes our interview with Rainbow, and as well as our discussion with airsoft, melee weapons, and tactics. Hopefully you guys got a taste, a liking to melee. I'm sure not a lot of people dive into this topic of melee, but I mean, it's part of airsoft. It's part of Panther for us anyway. And yeah, it's great to have Rainbow around and showing everybody what melee is supposed to be. Like,
Yeah.
go out there, brave
Have
out
fun.
being shot, have fun, be fast.
Stab your friends.
Whoa. Let's not stab. Let's
Yeah,
tap,
no
guys.
stabbing.
Let's
Tap.
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 Sorry.
So that is it for this episode. Yeah, if you want to reach Rainbow, I will leave the links for socials at the description below. Other than that, is there anything else you want to say, Rainbow, before we end this segment?
Just remember, everybody, taste the rainbow, fear the rainbow.
Jesus Christ.
This isn't a Skittles commercial.
Dude, we're
Hey,
getting sued now. We're getting
Hey,
sued.
that's going on my patch as soon as I make it. It's going on my patch, okay?
All right. Well, that is it. Episode 61. That concludes melee weapons and tactics. All right. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.